Hey everyone, welcome, and we're going to be looking at the new update for Nova actually, because most of her skills and her talents have been completely changed. The tree is very different now, and it no longer allows me to go for my snipe build or my clone build anymore. So we'll just be learning this together. I've seen the patch notes, but I haven't actually played a game, so I'm just going to play some training games. Obviously, this will be super easy, but I kind of want to know what I'm in for, especially since Nova's main goals or her biggest tactics are providing support, providing vision, and chasing after the weak enemies. But her biggest talents come from after level 10 when she can actually nuke specific enemies like DPS characters like Jaina, Li Ming, and all that with just a few shots, and she should be really good at that. But I haven't seen what the tree can do, so we'll just have to figure it out. I'll just skip this intro. Let's get started. Okay, so one of the first things that I noticed is you can regen mana while cloaked, which is super useful, but I find that if I'm regenning mana but I have low health, I'm getting mana anyway no matter what. So I'm probably not going to use that too much. We'll see later on. Move speed while cloaked. Well, if you can still be cloaked while you're mounted. It's great for providing vision and support and scouting, but I wouldn't use that too much. Pinning shot. Notice how pinning shot goes to about the gate here, and the snipe goes a little bit longer. I still don't think it's that useful to have the same distance of range with the snipe skill and the pinning shot. It's still too close. I mean, this range is still, I'd say, medium range. It's not really a true, snipe skill. So what I'd probably do is use pinning shot. Will slow up to 2% for up to 50% for every second I'm cloaked. And this is really useful because I do like staying cloaked. The longer I stay cloaked for, if I pin him, then Raynor will stay cloaked for longer. And I think that will be super useful, I think, personally, in future games. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, let's see how the North is going, because we should really be playing our game as support, and hopefully I could take out Kerrigan. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So let's just go back and cloak again. There's Lily. And waiting for the regen. Nope, Lily's not going to stay and fight. We'll just wait. Okay, there's not really much other vision I could provide. Nothing's happening here. And oh, I just uncloaked, so that will probably reset my skill, which is not good. But it's a good learning opportunity, so we'll wait until some of these mobs are gone, and then get into a position. Okay, so yeah, this is okay. I mean, Nova's base damage has gone up. I mean, she doesn't do 50 to 80 damage on a mob, it's 100 plus, so okay, that's not bad. Her base snipe skill has increased, it's 314 on level 4, so not bad at all. The one thing that you also will notice is that, oh, and it actually pauses now, so that's great. What you think you'll actually notice is the 4th level skill forces you to upgrade your Holo Decoy, your clone, basically. So you've got increases Holo Decoy cast and sight range. That's good if you're doing lots of harassment and tower pulling and all that kind of thing. You know, using your clone to take all the heat off you. When you're fighting bosses, you drop a clone and the bosses go for the clone, that kind of thing. The extra sight range is great. It's good for scouting. I'd rather do damage, especially later on in the game when you're up to like level 10, 13, 16. Then this will probably not be that useful. But it'll be really good if you're playing against, say, a Murky or an Abathar and you want to know where they're hiding. You could drop this around and get some extra sight lines behind walls and things like that. Reduces Holo Decoy cooldown and mana cost. Okay, so if you're going to be spamming this, this is going to be good. I mean, this is an expensive skill compared to everything else, 60 and 65. I'm using these. If I'm adding another 50, that does kind of eat into the mana cost and increases hollow decoy duration. Now, if I'm dropping a clone, it's going to die, and I'd rather it take all the damage and die, and that's enough time for me to get out. So I'm going to guess that instead of this thing lasting, I would probably go for the mana cost, because mana is really important to me. Not super important that I'd want to regen all the time, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, this is probably going to have to be my new build. So it's going to be a cheap clone, a slowing pinning shot that's relevant, that's dependent on... Yep, okay, and the tutorial's asking me to mount on... Yep, okay, I really don't want the tutorial to tell me that. Let's move on. Let's take out the boss. Alright, so I'm a little bit late. There's Lily. So... Okay, so Nova has decent damage without the armor-piercing shells. I wonder if there is something equivalent to this, to armor-piercing shells later on. I haven't actually looked carefully at the tree, but we'll definitely take a look. So she does have anti-armor shells still, empowering the next attack and increasing snipe damage from hitting heroes. Okay, so I'd probably be using anti-armor shells because of the passive ability, and because I'm always very careful about my shots. So at least that's useful. I'm still cloaked, so hopefully I might be able to take out Kerrigan here. And there goes Kerrigan. I'm just going to go back to cloak and drop this one next to Lily. Lily doesn't do anything because I'm playing against beginner AI. And I'm just harassing Diablo. And because Diablo's beginner, just hangs around. So does Lily. Not exactly smart, but oh well. So this build seems okay. I'm level 8 now. I should have just chosen my skills. So anti-armor shells, extra 80, 250 extra damage. Let's see. Permanently increases the damage of snipe by 5%, stacks up to 10 times. I don't think I'm going to be hitting a hero... I don't think I'm going to be hitting a hero 10 times to get 50% on my snipe skill. 50%? That's 150... Basic attacks deal 250 damage, but your attack speed is proportionally slower. This actually might be something I'm interested in if I'm going to be attacking heroes, but let's go anti-armor shells because it's a good just harassment skill. Yep, there we go. So I fired a snipe and a normal shot, and it stacks. So just one stack though, but that's all you really need. And while this is yep, there we go. So it's doing damage against a tank. Just basic skills, so I don't have to always be spamming these, and I'm conserving mana. That's exactly what I need. So yep, that's strong enough to take out enemy heroes, especially someone like Lily, who's sort of squishy but not that squishy. Now let's take a look at this. So triple tap, 300. Okay, so 500, and after 1.5 second delay, 600. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with triple tap the way it is, so still have triple tap. But now passive, gathering power is no longer a passive skill, so I will have to try and take advantage of damaged players. So I do have to make sure that players remain damaged. So I'm just going to get right out of... And here we go. Yeah, okay. So Nova's overall damage skill, damage point is a lot lower when it comes to the skills itself. But her base damage, her normal attacks actually improved. So I could actually go in and take out... Yep, okay, that'll take out a mob that's half damaged. Let's see what happens to a mob that's full health. Alright, so it'll take it down pretty close. So her base damage has gotten better, a lot better. And obviously Lily can see me. Alright, I'll just drop one behind Lily. And Lily doesn't do anything because she is stupid. But if I could just chase after her a little bit. Nope, made a mistake.
Your health is low. Use your Hearthstone to teleport back to base.
So I find myself not using a whole lot of mana.
The default hotkey for
And
Hearthstone
obviously every time I try and get her health, I am getting mana. So most of the mana skills aren't going to be super useful. And Diablo is really slowed. Actually, this pinning shot skill is really useful. It's a team skill, so that means if I know that my team is around me, I can actually really get critical kills. Or if everyone's trying to focus, I could always get someone that's trying to hearth or run away. That is really useful. Okay. Alright.
I approve.
Well, Nova's basic skills still kind of sucks against normal soldiers. So we'll just have to live with that. So even though her base attack has been improved, it's still kind of crappy. Which means that I'm relying more on these bottom skills, the clone and the triple tap, to really push what the kills that I want. Snipe used to be a really amazingly tough skill. But I'm not sold on the idea that if you shoot 10 times a hero, you get a really good single snipe. I mean, you get out of cover, you get out of cloak, and it doesn't seem that safe or useful. But since I have triple tap, and there's Kerrigan running away, so there's that.
Boldly done.
Okay. So let's take a look now. Pinning shot has 2 charges, which is the double tap. That's kinda useful, but it is an expensive skill. Let's see. Psionic efficiency removes Snipe's mana cost and increases its range by 10%. So I can spam Q. Explosive round. Snipe deals damage in an area. Snipe also deals 50% damage to enemies near the impact. That's if you miss. Huh. Spam this and run out of mana, or never run out of mana, and then I can spam these anyway. Let's go with Psionic efficiency. And increases its range by 10%. Let's see. That's actually not too bad. And so I can just keep doing that. So it's still an 8-second cooldown. Range and damage. I'm not sure I'm still sold on that, but we'll see how that goes. Whoops, missed. Alright, let's fire this. Yeah, so as long as I can spam this. I wonder. I don't know. I'm still not sold on it. It's not something that I'd like to. I mean, I'm still doing decent anti-hero damage anyway. Ah, and I miss on that one. So it doesn't punish you if you miss because of the mana. Ah, no. So, I'm still not completely sold on this, and it seems like a good idea, but I don't know. I think I like double tap, but it feels like as if maybe if it's only costing one mana point. So, for example, you pay 65 mana and you get the 2 charges, or you can fire it twice, but you have to pay for it in terms of mana. So it'll be something I'll have to think about later on. We'll take a look at it next time. But now I've just hit level 16 and I have Crippling Shot. Pinning Shot increases all the damage done to one target. That's the one I like the most. Holo Decoy does damage. Oh, it's increased to 40% of Nova's damage. That's interesting. So you can still do a decoy build, sort of. Reduces snipe cooldown versus heroes. Okay, so it becomes a 4-second skill as opposed to an 8-second skill. If I hit a hero. That's not... Yeah, so I'll go with Clipping Shot because that's the one I've always used. It makes sure that they take more damage. So yep, that's really good, especially someone against Diablo. There we go. So that's sort of useful. Okay, I kind of like this now. So my original build is still here somewhere. But it's just not effective. It doesn't feel effective. Nova seems to have been nerfed just a little bit, but then other skills have been pumped up, which means that it's encouraging you to build a different way. Nova looks like as if it's as if Blizzard wants you to play a little bit of a clone game or a pinning shot game, so slow and distract, which makes sense, and that's why this is free, because then you can focus on just slowing, dropping a clone, taking the heat, going in, firing a normal attack, and firing a snipe, going away. Yeah, this makes sense. So this actually makes a whole lot of sense when it comes to the amount of game time you spend cloaked and sniping. So I cloak, you increase your pinning shot, you slow Raynor, yeah, okay, or you slow whoever, drop the clone, they attack it, and then you snipe them to hell. That seems to be the build. So let's just make our way to level 20. And let's see what we can do. If we can get to level 20, because this thing is going to get knocked down, so let's just try and get some experience.
The default hotkey for Hearthstone is
Well, that didn't do anything, so let's keep going. Disappointing. So if I can get to level 20, let's see what... Actually, let's just take a look at what level 20 gives us. So level 20 resets... so the fast reload and precision barrage is still there. Rewind, still there. And Ghost Protocol, activate to gain strength, it's still there. So the main difference is that you don't get gathering power anymore, which means that you can't leech kills and then therefore leech damage attack, or basically damage bonus, and you can't leech, you can't buff your snipe skill, but it's buffing, but you are kind of forced to buff your pinning shot. And it becomes now just a mana game. So whether or not you want to spend mana or conserve mana is a different part of the story. Okay, so let's see what we can do with Raynor. Raynor's not easily distracted. Oh, and I missed by hitting a mob, because the snipe skill doesn't go through mobs, towers, gates, or walls. So that's always a problem. And it doesn't go through heroes. And they also got rid of the railgun skill, which means that you can't shoot through heroes or multiple people or line up shots. So you can't really do positioning with Nova anymore. It's not about positioning, it's about distraction and slowing heroes. So you're going to be a hero chaser basically this whole time. It's different play, but we'll see how it fares when we start playing against human players. But that's Nova Replay, and let's see how it goes in the future. Thanks for watching.